I saw that. Brick killed a guy.
With everything happening in the world, it's hard not to feel a little pessimistic sometimes. I was recently in one of those moods and decided to follow that feeling into a rewatch of the most existentially haunting episode of Black Mirror. For me, that's Season 1 Episode 2, 15 Million Merits. This isn't the most disturbing or stone-cold terrifying episode of Black Mirror, but it's one that sticks in my mind as the most heartbreakingly true episode of the show. 15 Million Merits premiered on December 11th, 2011. At the time, it served as a dark metaphor for where we were headed. Now it feels like a dark metaphor for where we are. I'm going to talk about this episode now, so take this as your spoiler warning. Bing wakes up in a cell surrounded by screens. We quickly get the sense of the world in which he inhabits. A world of digital existence and monetization, where a squeeze of toothpaste has a price tag and there's an erotic ad in the mirror that costs money to skip. Immediately, the reference to our own world starts to take shape. We might not have money taken out of our account every time we brush our teeth, but a tube of toothpaste ain't free. Want to skip the ad on the video you're watching? You can for $10 a month. Next, we see Bing's job, a stationary bike positioned in front of another screen. The riders are earning more merits with each pedal. We hear a song playing as Bing enters his station, which is soon revealed to be a part of the show Hot Shot, a direct adaptation of competition shows like American Idol, a show where regular people can turn into stars by showcasing their talents. Again, we're reminded of the hamster wheel monotony of our own world. Most of us pedal away at a meaningless job to make ends meet. What little is left over we use to distract ourselves. We're implicitly and explicitly fed the story that if we're lucky or talented enough, we can break out of the cell and make it to something better. But most of us eventually accept that we'll never reach that goal and we'll be stuck pedaling our bikes until we die. Likewise, we get a sense of communal isolation. Although these people are riding next to each other all day every day, they hardly seem to be friendly or even cordial. Everyone is out for themselves, and although there's a message of collectivism, no one in the episode has a sense of community. Bing's world is broken into two distinct classes, riders and cleaners. As the riders pedal, the cleaners in yellow suits pick up their discarded trash. Dustin, one of the riders, repeatedly verbally assaults these cleaners throughout the episode. His actions are reinforced by the media that the riders enjoy. We see a game show where the cleaners are abused for entertainment. The only video game we see is one where the cleaners act as zombies while the player shoots them with a shotgun. We also see where this dichotomy comes from, as one of the hefty riders can't keep up and is eventually moved to trash duty. It's a perfect metaphor for the capitalistic nature of our Western society. The primary limiting factor of the cleaners is their weight. In a world where the common job involves riding a bike, it stands to reason that these people could get in shape if the system gave them a chance, but it doesn't. Likewise, in our world, certain people start off with a disadvantage. Instead of giving them a chance to catch up to the pack, they're called lazy and relegated to a lower class. We never see the powers that be in this episode, which allows you to draw your own conclusions. A government, some form of AI, it doesn't really matter. Whatever it is, it's employing the time-tested strategy of divide and conquer. We get an impressively predictive moment as Bing plays video games in his room. During an ad for Wraith Babes, the aforementioned erotic stream, Bing closes his eyes in frustration. But the screen can tell that he's not looking and pauses the ad until he reopens his eyes. Such technology is already being worked on in real life, a decade after the episode's release. This scene serves as criticism of the unrelenting advertisements in the modern world. Bing is clearly disinterested in the ad, but he's worn down after being forced to watch it and orders a video. Bing is different than most of his fellow riders. He seems completely disinterested in the digital world around him, refusing to watch any content other than a simulated country road as he rides. He longs for the real world, but the best he can find is a third-person view of his avatar riding down a dirt path. We hardly see any emotion in his face until he meets Abby, a new member of his block of riders. Bing overhears Abby singing "Anyone Who Knows What Love Is" by Irma Thomas in the bathroom, the first of several times this song pops up in Black Mirror. For Bing, Abby is the only piece of life in this grey world. She's the rose growing out of the crack in the concrete. As he struggles to make awkward conversation with her, an advertisement for Wraith Babes pops up in the mirror, calling him a regular user. This interruption gives these screens a sort of sentience, intervening to prevent Bing from developing a real relationship by embarrassing him. The digital is no match for the physical, after all. Bing meets Abby in the cafeteria and tells her how beautiful her voice is, asking if she's ever thought about trying out for Hot Shot. As is the case with everything in this world, entry costs money. 12 million merits. Abby doesn't have that kind of money, but Bing does. His brother died and left it to him. He hasn't spent it yet because, in his words, it's all just stuff. He wants something real to happen. Again, we see Bing's longing for something outside of this digital prison. Abby eventually agrees, so Bing buys her the ticket. When he does, he realizes that the price went up. It's now 15 million merits, nearly his whole balance. Still, Bing is happy to gift it to her, and accompanies Abby to the audition. In the elevator, Abby gives Bing one of her origami penguins. The penguins are another representation of the physical world being stifled by digital reality. Abby is never allowed to keep her creations, but can display a small penguin on the screen in her room. A free physical creation is contraband, while a paid digital cosmetic is encouraged. The two enter the holding room and are greeted by dozens of hopefuls, awaiting their chance for an audition. Abby is chosen as soon as she enters, which angers one of the other contestants who claims to have been waiting for weeks. This is the claw machine nature of making it an entertainment, combined with the bitter hatred of the delusionally untalented towards anyone who takes a step ahead of them. This girl gets her shot at the end of the episode, and she's not a good singer.
But I'm a good singer. I can sing.
After being fed a line to read into the screen, Abby and Bing are ushered backstage where Abby's given a juice box called Compliance. Do I even need to explain that one? As soon as Abby takes the stage, she's objectified by Wraith, who tells her to take off her shirt. Her song was beautiful and moves the crowd, but it's not enough. The objectification only continues. Judge Hope, the Simon Cowell of the panel, stops the performance to tell her that Wraith is right. She should pursue a career in the erotic streams. When Abby shows reluctance, the judges push harder and harder. Sheepishly, she caves to the chanting audience. Although Judge Charity, the only female judge, has been pushing the erotic streams alongside her colleagues, we see her shed a tear as she stands to applaud, suggesting that she's doomed this poor girl to a fate similar to her own. Abby's transformation into the erotic world is portrayed as instant, and her journey to this point is presented as a tale of success rather than exploitation. Seeing the only piece of beauty in reality bastardized and commodified is too much for Bing, who boils over when he sees Abby in a new Wraith Babes commercial. Bing spent all of his merits on that ticket. Now he doesn't have enough to skip the taunting ad, and can't close his eyes or open the door until it blazes through. In a fit of rage, Bing attacks the screen, cracking it in the process. Defeated and slumped into a corner, Bing stares at a broken piece of glass knocked to the floor, picking it up and testing the point. From here, Bing is on a mission to get back on Hotshot. He arrives at the bike rack before anyone else. He eats discarded food, uses barely any toothpaste, and saves every penny until he's back at 15 million merits. Bing buys the ticket and goes through the whole routine again, this time with a shard of broken glass and a crushed box of Compliance in his waistband. He takes the stage and performs a short dance, ironically set to the Wraith Babes theme, before pulling out the shard of glass and holding it to his neck. From here, Bing gives an impassioned rant against the system, how they corrupt and pervert anything real and beautiful in the world, that any true beauty is processed and doled out in meager portions until it's nothing more than another diluted product for them to sell. Bing's passion is a shocking departure from his character thus far. It's a captivating breakdown, complete with a crescendo of fuck yous to the judges and the powers that be.
Fuck you in the spotlight and the sanctimonious faces and fuck you all for taking the one thing I ever came close to anything real about anything.
In this scene, he might as well be speaking to us. He is speaking to us in a way. His words apply as much to our world as they do to his own. And when he's done, the judges love it. Everyone loves it. This is the first truly real thing any of these people have maybe ever heard. They love it so much, in fact, that Judge Hope offers Bing a show on his channel. 30 minutes, twice a week. Bing is speaking on a screen to one of the riders as he purchases a shard of glass for his avatar to hold. He is now in a bigger cell. It's white instead of black. He has orange juice and a statue of a penguin. A real one, not just an avatar, but not the one Abby gave him either. The final shot is Bing staring at a wall of trees. It's up to us to decide whether this is a window or just another screen. 15 million merits is the most heartbreaking interpretation of our modern society that I've ever seen, and it's only gotten more relevant with age. 10 years after the episode's release, it holds up better than ever. We're in a prison of screens. We pedal away at our mindless job with a slim, unrealistic dream that someday we'll earn enough to buy our way into a bigger cell with bigger screens. We ride through life in proximity to people without ever truly knowing them. Collective solitude. We're alone, together. We're incentivized to only look out for ourselves and look deeper into ourselves. Digital relationships are surpassing physical ones. Advertising is omnipresent. The human spirit is chopped up, diluted, and sold as a commodity. And the only way that this system will tolerate dissent is if they can control it and profit off of it. Everyone is a prisoner, and there's no way out. There's no silver lining. It's just the way things are. This is not a window, it's just a better screen.